What is it?
A Cyberman.
Hello everyone out there in YouTube and welcome to episode 26 of my Doctor Who action figure reviews. In today's review we are looking at the 6th Doctor and Stealth Cyberman from the story Attack of the Cybermen. Now this set was released a few years ago, I believe it was either 2010 or 2011. It was released around about the same time as the Remembrance of the Daleks Collector's set. Now, this set is very good. It's a nice little tweak to existing figures, as that's basically what it is. It's a re-release of the 6th Doctor and a repaint. So to begin with this review, I will start off with the 6th Doctor, because there's not really much to say. This is basically the same 6th Doctor that you've seen in my previous reviews. It's a Wave 1 6th Doctor with the blue cravats, this waistcoat. And the coat painted as it should be, with the lighter pink and all the different Technicolor Dreamcoat patterns and the tartan and all that nonsense. Same trousers, same shoes with ankle armour. The only real difference with this Colin Baker is the paint applications seem to be a lot better than on the previous releases. Compared to the version that came out in the 11th Doctor set, it's definitely better. It's so much more detailed in the face. If I just bring that closer there, as you can see, the face is so much better than on the Trial of a Timelord version, which had very thick paint and it kind of lost the finer details. This looks a lot more like Colin Baker in my opinion. It looks a lot more detailed. You get more of a sense of this Doctor. I mean, like I said before in a previous review, I think his face sculpt really captures the arrogance of this Doctor. The only other thing that's different is, of course, the accessory, which we have seen before. This is his signal detector, his tracker, whatever he uses in Attack of the Cybermen. And this has basically been sculpted in black and painted silver on the top, and then you've got the various buttons. If I just bring that closer, as you can see all the various buttons, the ones he uses there on the control panel. That's very nice. You've got the silver detailing there with the bolts and the screws, the bit on the side, the bits at the end. It's a very nice little accessory, and it's a nice little difference as opposed to having Colin come with the sonic lance again from that story. However, it does make me wonder why they didn't release this Colin with the sonic lance, as this is the unfortunate Cyberman who gets it stuck in his chest unit. So that was a bit of an odd choice, but I'm glad to have another accessory. And it's good to have another 6th Doctor, as I do quite like buying the 6th Doctor figure. I think it's an excellent figure because of how much work has to go into it because of all the paint jobs. And I just dropped you again, Colin, I'm sorry. So that's the 6th Doctor, nice figure, very nicely detailed. But of course the real main feature of this set is this Stealth Cyberman, or if you watch Attack of the Cybermen, it's a Cyberscout, as it's called, but the packaging for some reason calls it a Stealth Cyberman. Now, this Stealth Cyberman is essentially a repaint of the existing Earthshock Cyberman. It's exactly the same figure, same articulation, which I'll just go into now. I'll just remove his cyber gun. Essentially, you've got the arms can bend. You can't do a 360. You can do about 180. Well, I don't know what angle that is, but they can go round, but they can't go all the way around. They can go forward and backward. The wrists can turn 360, as they always have. The head can turn slightly. I didn't mention this in my other review. It can turn, but it doesn't move too much because it's not supposed to. The legs can go forward and back. They can go forward. They can't really go backwards. They can go out to the side slightly, but if you push too far, you'll get some paint rub, which would be unfortunate. And the knees can bend as well. And of course, you've got articulation in the moon boots. So that's the articulation, same as on the Earthshock release here. Exactly the same, but all very good. Differences. Well, like I said, this Cyberman is basically the exact same figure as this, with obviously a new paint job. Essentially what they've done is they've taken the Cyberman is completely silver, and then they've painted all over it in a matte black wash, and as you can see, it really helps to highlight the details a bit more. You can just see the figures. You can see the detail of the figure a lot more. All the piping and all these bits here is really highlighted nicely because of the matte black paint job. It really highlights it quite well. I think this actually works better than if it was completely black, as you would just have the same suit but in black details. It's like and if you look closely, it's like a reversal of the paint scheme of this, because this is silver with black highlighted details. So I think it's a very, very nice tweak. The head, if I just move the camera and zoom in, the head is essentially the same. It's just been completely painted black, as it should be. The handlebars, it's just washed with black, so it's not completely covered. The face is completely black. The Perspex sticker that's there, it still has some trace elements of the green paint, but it's now been painted completely black. The only problem with this is the jaw. Now, the jaw isn't really a big issue, but the Stealth Cybermen, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, should have a black jaw piece here. This should be not transparent plastic, it should be black with the silver mouth on the inside. I can't recall seeing the mouth, but I wouldn't mind having the silver mouth if there was the black mouthpiece, because it just looks really obvious. I mean, if you zoom out as far as possible and stand him there, as you can see, his features are shadowed, but that mouthpiece sticks out quite a lot. So it's a shame that, but I can sort of live with it, and I have thought about just tweaking it slightly and giving it a black, painting it myself. The chest unit is exactly the same, however, this again is not correct. The chest unit, as you can see, is transparent, and this should be completely black. Cybermen have it completely silver in Attack of the Cybermen. It's just completely silver, it's not transparent, and with the black rigid square on it. But this is the same Earthshock release, so they haven't changed it. They haven't even painted over it, they've just left it transparent so you can see the heart and everything. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's because they don't want you to miss that detail on the inside, as it is quite nice detail. But it's a shame that they couldn't have just painted it completely black to make it more like the Attack version. Other than that, the figure is the same. The last thing to mention are the boots. As you can see, exact same boots as on the Earthshock release. This is not correct. They had shoes in this one. They were silver shoes for normal Cybermen and black shoes for the Cyberscout. These are supposed to be completely black lace shoes, whereas all they've done here is just use the same sculpt and kept the moon boots, which I'm not sure why. Maybe it's to just give it a sense of uniformity, but if it's meant to be from Attack of the Cybermen, I'm sure new feet wouldn't have been too much of a stretch, but who knows. But other than that, the same figure. I'll just briefly talk about the Cyber Gun, as there's not much to say. It's the same as the Earthshock release again, except this time it's been painted in a bronzy gold colour. Why they would have it bronze gold? Because it stands out quite alarmingly with a normal Cyberman, but with a Stealth Cyberman who'd want to remain in the shadows in the sewers, a bronze gun might be a bit obvious. So it's the same release. It should really have a sort of disc at the end of this car air freshener. It should have a disc here at the end, like in the story, but they haven't done that. They haven't tweaked it again, so the sculpt's not correct. And another thing is how the strap's been done. It's done like the other Earthshock Cyberman, so it hooks over his shoulder, which is okay. However, it should, because of how they hold the guns in that story, be more like that. As Cybermen hold their guns upside down, like this, and essentially, if you try and hook it onto his arm like this, the strap interferes and you can't get him to hold the gun properly. So you unfortunately can't hold it the way they do in the story. So you just basically have to get the Cyberman to grasp the barrel with one hand, get the other hand, if you can, to hold the handle, and there we are. Right, it's not perfect, but it's okay. But it's a nice. But the Cyberscout is a nice figure. It's a nice little variant. And it's another figure from Attack of the Cybermen. Just knocking over the figures there. It baffles me that they released this. It's a notable Cyberman, yes, and it's nice and different. But why not the Cyber Controller? As the Cyber Controller is very different to the other Cybermen. I mean, it's got that gigantic cone head. Because of Michael Kilgareth, it's slightly larger. But I'm glad to have this Cyberman. It's very, very nice, and stood next to his Earthshock counterpart, it does look very impressive. And if you were to do action figure adventures and you have any particularly dark scenes with Cybermen, this Cyberman would fit well in the shadows to stalk the Doctor or helpless victims. So all in all, it's a very, very nice little figure. Final thoughts on the set. Well, if you haven't got a Wave 1 Sixth Doctor, for whatever reason, if you don't have the Revelation of the Daleks set or an original Wave 1 Sixth Doctor like me, then you may want to get this set, as you do get a nice Sixth Doctor with really nice paint applications. And you also get another Cyberman, albeit with some inaccuracies. But mainly I'd say the Sixth Doctor's the main reason to get it, because it's such a nice figure. It's a very rare figure to get from Wave 1. So if you didn't get it, get this set. You'll get a nice alternate accessory, and you get the Cyberman thrown in. I think if it weren't for the Sixth Doctor, this set wouldn't really be one I'd recommend for just the Cyberman, because you could easily just get an Earthshock Cyberman for cheaper, about £12–15, as opposed to £20–25, and just paint it with matte black paint and you'd get a more accurate looking Cyberscout. So, my thoughts, if you want this set for completionist reasons, get it. If you haven't got a Sixth Doctor, definitely get it. If you're a Cyber fan, get it. But otherwise, you may want to pass on this set. So that's everything I have to say. Thank you for watching this review. If you'd like to buy this, you can get it from Forbidden Planet. I believe it's an exclusive. It should be about £20. The last time I checked in Forbidden Planet Hanley, it was £20. And you can have a look on Underground Toys. I'm not sure if they sell them there, but as I said, it may be an exclusive, so probably not. You can get the Earthshock Cyberman from Forbidden Planet or Underground Toys, possibly Toys R Us as well, but it's a rare figure now, being from Wave 2. This should be about £10 or £12 as well, like I said, and you can army build them quite nicely or customise them into Cyber Leaders, as we don't have a Cyber Leader yet. So, thank you for watching this review, guys. My next review shall be the Sound Effects Special Weapons Dalek that was just released in the Talking Daleks Wave 2. I was going to review the Chase Guard Dalek from that same wave with that Special Weapons Dalek, however mine, unfortunately, is suffering from a lack of paint applications. I've bought a Chase Guard Dalek that has its eye stalk, and the iris and pupil are not painted at all. It's completely black. So I will just be reviewing the Sound Effects Dalek. If you'd like to know more about these figures, check out Batman March's blog or Batman March's channel to see his Sixth Doctor and Stealth Cyberman review, or check out his Special Weapons Dalek review that he posted a few days ago. So thank you for watching this review, guys, and I shall see you in my next Doctor Who action figure review.